Okay, we are live on YouTube. And
All right.
okay, all right. Did you invite anybody to YouTube to go watch it on YouTube? Okay, we
As a
got
matter of
two.
fact, I did
We got
not.
two. No,
Uh,
yeah. I sent you the link if you want to do that, so that way they could hear our conversation. Because I don't know if they'll be able to hear the conversation on
um,
TikTok. They could still
um,
be on TikTok, but for them
yeah.
to get.
Aaliyah, let me know. Let me ask my daughter because she's moderating for me right now. Can you hear
Oh, okay,
Mr.
cool.
Bart talking as well? Make sure my volume is up. I know sometimes on my TikTok, like sometimes they can't hear me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they can't hear. Oh wow. But you can hear me good though, right, Bart?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I could hear you perfectly.
Aaliyah, can you hear? Can you hear? Can you come here? I was just like, yeah. But I asked the question on TikTok and she never answered because normally she would answer in the okay. All right, she just told me to give her a sec.
Okay.
So I literally have my camera like turned around so that way it is broadcasted on my TikTok as well.
All right, that's fine.
All
Well,
right.
let's get started here. And
Yes.
so, hey, friends, welcome back from a full time mom to freedom earner. She refused to get a job and found a better way to provide for her family without ever clocking in and having a boss. Today, I've got someone really special joining me. She's a stay at home mom. She homeschools her kids and she's got passion for cycling. She even has a community for people who have the same passion, and we'll have her talk about it during the interview. But what really sparked her journey is because she wanted to help provide for her family without sacrificing a role as a full time mom, and because she was watching her husband work 60 plus hours a week, missing time with the kids and her. And guess what? She found a way. Now she's earning using a system that takes only about 2 hours a day and runs completely on automation. This is what the six-figure blueprint is all about. Freedom, family, and finally living life on your own terms. So let's dive in. So Tasha, anybody ever say to you like Marsha?
You are the first, so thank you.
I had to. I couldn't resist.
It's all good. I love it. Oh,
So
man.
what's going on in your life before you join this program? Let us know.
Oh man. Well, Bart, first I'm gonna say thank you so much for this interview opportunity. This is just so wonderful that we can actually do this. You over there in Chicago, me over here in Maryland. It's like this global business and this platform just makes it so much easier to connect with people all over the world. And I totally 100% love that. And I appreciate you for being here this afternoon and doing
Absolutely.
this for your audience in mind.
I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me.
Yes. So, oh my goodness. So prior to this, and you were absolutely right. And you talked about my husband working 60 plus hours, right? And right now it's 2:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and my husband is at work, right? And I did not see him this morning. I did not see him before he left for work this morning. And this has become the norm. And so much so that prior to me starting this business or even finding this business, it was like I hardly saw him. My kids, and I'm like, I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm a homeschooling mom, I'm always home. But it's like, how am I not seeing my husband? How are my kids not seeing their dad? And one night I told my husband, I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna need you to do something for me before you leave for work in the morning. I said, I'm gonna need you to squeeze my foot. So at least that way I know that you were home and I know that you know that you was here. And he was like, but I don't want to wake you up. I'm like, dude, I stay home. I can always go back to sleep. I just want to feel comfort knowing that you were at least home before you left to go to work. And one morning, Bart, he did not squeeze my foot. And I was like, That was a simple request to ask why he didn't squeeze
Yeah.
my foot, not go out in the other room. And before I can even go any further, there was a note on a napkin on the floor, and it said, "I got in at 2:30. I have to wake up at 5:30. I love
Oh,
you."
wow.
Man, that stopped me dead in my tracks because I'm like, oh my goodness, he's only getting a couple of hours of sleep, and he didn't want to wake me up knowing that he was only going to get a few hours of sleep. And I'm like, this can't be our life. Like, this can't be our life. This is not what I signed up
Yeah.
for, to be a stay-at-home mom, right? And it was like I had to do something. I had to do something. And I was always searching for ways to make money online. I got into real estate. But what I found is that I was spending a lot of time and a lot of money we did not have to build that real estate business. I mean, the monthly fees were killing me,
Yeah.
right? And so when I found this program, and there was like, there's no phone calls, no door to door, because I was doing this with real estate, no door to door, no DMing people, and no monthly fees. I said, "Oh my goodness, this is the prayer that I've been looking for. This is the very thing that I need to help my husband release some of that financial pressure, so he don't have to work as hard or work as much." And so initially, I was like, you know what? I want to replace his income so he can come home, and he can be with us, more and things like that. But guess what happened? He watched what I was doing, and he's like, you know what, babe, this is a good idea. And so instead of him, as a leader as he is, instead of him waiting for me to retire him from his job, he's like, you know what, I'm going to add some hours to my already work day and learn this business and do this business as well. So he's going to get himself off of his job. So I'm like,
That's awesome.
I'm blessed.
Well, you are a beautiful wife and woman to do that for your husband, and then you show it to him, and he's like, "Whoa!" He's blown away by the system. So that tells me you have a supportive husband, which is a very good thing. Let me share you with what the relationship I'm in with my girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
She went through a bad marriage of 20 years. Um, Her husband at that time just literally quit his job after the third child was born, and he
Mm.
never got another job. So she went out and she was doing three jobs. And to this day, because she basically programmed herself that this is the life, that I have to bust my ass working four jobs, one full time, the primary,
Mhm.
and three part time jobs. Her full time job is overnight. She works for a company. I'm not going to mention any names, but it's
Mhm.
from 9 p.m. to 7:30 in the morning. Then she goes to her part time. Then she goes to another part time, and then she gets about 2 hours, less than 2 hours of sleep a day. And she refuses to learn new skills. I showed her this, and she's like, "Well, you do that. It's your thing." I'm like, "Well, I will do that, and perhaps we could get rid of at least one of those part-time jobs, and then eventually eliminate your part-time jobs." And so she's like, "That would be great," you know. And so that's what I'm working on. I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm trying to help her out because she just conditioned herself, and even though her kids are grown now, she still hustles because this is what she conditions herself to be. And
Mm.
this is not a life. That's prison.
Right, right.
Four jobs is for four people. That's what I've always heard.
Yes.
So
Oh
I'm
man.
glad your husband sees the value in what we're doing here,
Yeah.
building a legacy for our children, our families, and
Mm.
and it's just wonderful that Michelle presented us with this opportunity. I'm grateful for it every single day. I love it. I
Yeah.
finally got my ass going though, because took a while, but I'm not shy in do going live, as you can tell. I've done this
Right.
before. I had a channel, but you know, my channel got shut down because I got a little risky with it, and it is what it is.
It is what it is. It
Yeah,
is.
it is what it is. So kind of like, what made you decide to finally take that leap? To You saw this program, somebody introduced you to it, and you're like, did you like have to think about it, or did you like say, "Damn, I'm in"?
You know what? I want to answer that, but before I answer that, I want to touch on what you said about your girlfriend being conditioned, because it leads right into where I started from, right? And that is so true. We collectively have been conditioned to believe that if we want to make more money, that we have to work more jobs, right? If you're not making enough money from your full-time job, then get a part-time job, right? And some people get so stuck in that they can't even break out of it, and it takes time for them to change that mindset from where they are to where they want to be, right? And if you are thinking about, I want to make money from home or from anywhere, but I don't want to get a job, people think that you're lazy. And that's not it, right? And that's not it. It's like you just know there's another way, even though you don't know exactly what it is. And that's what it was for me. And it's like I left a good job. I mean, I had a federal job, and I decided with my husband, I decided for me to stay home, because at that time we had 2 kids, right? So you're talking about daycare costs would have been like, I'd have been working just to pay for daycare. And it just didn't make sense, right? And so I came home, and while I was home, it was nice. I ain't gonna lie, I was relaxed. I was like, yes, I'm home. I don't have to punch a clock. But as time went on, bills started piling up, right? The kids are getting older, and they need more things. So I was searching for a way that I could, alleviate some of that financial stress off of him. And also, I didn't want to keep asking him for money. I was like, I don't want to ask for money, right? I mean, I literally set up I call it a no fund. I set up a no fund. So every time he would give me money, to pay the bills and things like that, I'll put a little bit over to the side just for me. So whenever he said no to one of my requests, I'll just go into my little separate account and I'll buy what it is I ask for. And so exactly, right. You got to have your own. It's okay. It's okay to have your own. And so that's what got me into like searching even further, because I was just conditioned to, okay, if you want to make extra money, go do network marketing. And I've done so many different network marketing companies, and all of those companies require basically 2 things: buying a product monthly, right? And also having monthly fees. And so those 2 things, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to make money, but I have to spend all this money monthly just to make money. And
been there, done that.
Right. And it's crazy because network marketing has been around for so many years, and it's like you got to have that plan B. So we've been conditioned to believe in this plan B, and that it has to be with network marketing, right? Or real estate. Like pretty much that's one of the 2 options. But something deep inside of me told me that there's something else out there. And I knew that if I kept looking, I knew that I would find it. I knew that once I saw it, I knew that it would resonate with me if that was the thing. Right. And that's how it was for me when I found this. It was like it checked all the boxes, right? When I say checked all the boxes, it checked the boxes of things that I was struggling with. Monthly fees. That was a big thing, right? Monthly fees. Bothering friends and family, because with network marketing, you're conditioned to get all your friends and family, look in your phone book and get all their phone numbers and call every one of them, tell them what you have and all these things. I'm like, I did not want to do that again. And so when I got
one gesture for that.
Oh, what's that?
Calling your friends and family.
Right. Like who wants
when they say, so what's the next scam you're in?
Right, exactly. Then you become part of the NFL club. No friends left.
Yeah. True.
You done bothered them all. And so when this business, when I found about this business and it told me I didn't have to do any of those things, and especially with no monthly fees. Oh, and the biggest other part, 100% profit. I've never been with any other company out there that allowed me to get 100% profit without paying any monthly fees. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. If I'm making 100% profit, how is the company making money? That was like my only question that I had. And so when it was explained to me that the company makes money because they charge a one-time website fee for us to build our website, for them to build a website for us. And at that moment, I said, this is it. A company that cares about their customers in a way that they're not trying to make money off of them. They want to teach them the skills that they can make money for themselves and for their families. And for that, I'm like, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of something that's bigger than myself. And yeah, here we are.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. I've done network marketing, and can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
My internet's going in and out.
Yeah,
because of the
It's
storm.
okay. Yeah, because of the storm. But I can hear you though.
Yeah.
It's better.
Oh, okay, good, good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been in real estate, and I was with Remax, so I did get the 100% commissions, but there goes the monthly fees, $1,000 for office space. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I did good, but you still have to pay, even if you don't sell real estate, if you don't sell a house, you still have to pay that monthly office fee. So it's no different than network marketing. You're not earning, and plus the commissions are just pathetic. And they say build a team, but you got to chase friends and family and make cold calls and
Yeah.
approach people, hang out at a grocery store or the gas station and give them a DVD or a magazine. And it's
Mhm.
like, I'm like, no,
Right. No.
never again, never again, never again. And so I was an Uber driver. So I've been an Uber driver for over 8 years, but I quit because it got dangerous out there,
Mhm.
and
You said
especially in
over eight
Chicago.
years?
Yeah, over 8 years. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I've been doing gigs pretty much. I,
Mhm.
I kind of refused to punch a clock. I worked at an office store for a little bit, 6 months, but just couldn't handle being on time and
Mhm.
punching the clock. I just couldn't do it. And I still dig work. Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's still like going in and out. But
Hello?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Well, I
Yes.
can't hear you
What?
now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear
Yeah,
you.
I could tell okay, my internet's going in and out, I could tell. But
Okay.
anyway, so so yeah, I still do gig work. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I'm leaving for New York. I'm going to be in New
Ah,
York tomorrow. Well, not
what's
tomorrow.
going
I'm leaving tomorrow. Halfway, I'm going to be in Cleveland, and then the next half of the drive is going to be New York. So I should be in New York by Friday.
Wow, what are you doing in New York?
I drive a billboard truck. My buddy owns these digital billboard trucks,
Uh-huh.
and we just drive around the city, advertise stuff. So
Wow.
what I like about this gig is I get to travel, and I still get to do my online business because all I do is sit in the truck all day,
Oh
and
man,
I
that
could
sounds like
stop.
fun.
And yeah, so I'll be able to do my live still when I'm in New York, which is going to be
Uh-huh.
kind of cool because it's just going to show you how much freedom this business gives you, right?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah, so let's move on. So here's an interesting question: what hesitations did you have before joining? Did you have any? Have to overcome them?
Oh, you know what? That's a great question. So interestingly enough, the young lady that introduced me to this, she kept posting about how much money she was making, right? She was like, got a sale, got a sale, got a sale. And she was just averaging about how much money she was making. And I'm watching it, but she never really said like what she was doing. She was saying that she was, making this money. And I have been burned so many times because I was always, looking for something and spend thousands of dollars for different programs. So initially I was hesitant on even asking, but then I knew her. So I'm like, if she's doing this, it definitely some legit, it's got to be legit. And so that was the only thing. I was like, okay, what exactly is this? And she sent me the website. She's like, it's an automated system. Just check it out and see if it's something that you want to do. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And that was it. But that was the hesitation that was there initially.
Oh, okay, just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like, what is this?
Yeah, when I saw it, it was exactly what I was looking for. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself as I'm driving Uber, and in my final days, I'm like, you know what, I quit. I have to quit because it's dangerous. Man, holy crap! I don't know if you
Right,
heard
I
that.
hear it. If you're in
Oh,
Chicago,
yeah,
it's going to be clearing up soon because over here it's clearing up. So I'm sure the storm is like passing through.
yeah, maybe it's going west. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so yeah, I was ready to like quit Uber, and I did. I said, I'm the kind of guy that I said, I I like to hustle. So
Hmm.
people always say, why did you quit Uber? You don't even have anything yet ready, to replace it. I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna find something And 2 weeks after I stopped driving for Uber, before this happened, in my mind, I said, if I do anything next, it's going to have to be, I want to do an online business. I don't want to build websites. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to do network marketing. I don't want to do any of that. I want a simple system that's automated, that I don't have to spend a lot of time. If I have to make a video or two, that's fine. That's cool. So then I get this email from my buddy who I found and met in a network marketing company like 15 years ago. He's like, dude, you got to check this out. He sent me the link. When I saw it, I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's what I'm going to do. And it took me a little bit to scrape up some money to do it. But within like 2 weeks, I got started, and
Yeah.
I never looking back. So.
Oh man, that's cool. You know what's funny? So with Uber, right, as a stay-at-home mom, always trying to find ways, to make extra money. And I literally considered doing Lyft and Uber. As a matter of fact, it was Lyft. And I went through the whole process of, turning in my car insurance information, my card info, and all of that. And as I was waiting for the, everything to go through and I got approved, I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. This is like a job. I'm trading time for dollars, because if I'm not driving anybody around, I'm not making any money. So I'm like,
you're not making money.
I want to do that, right? And I'm like, I'm leaving my kids. And I'm like, no, I'm a stay-at-home homeschooling mom. I still want to stay home, and I still want to homeschool my kids. I don't want to spend all these hours out there on the road, like I said, and it's dangerous, right? And so I was like, thanks, but no thanks, didn't do it. And I was like, yeah, not going to do that.
I mean, I came to that realization too, that you're still trading time for money, because if you don't drive, you don't make any money. So.
Right. And there's no freedom in that, because it's like, you can make money anytime you want, but you're tied to that car.
You don't have a boss, but you don't have freedom.
You don't have freedom. No. And I wanted to hold on to my freedom. Yeah.
And then you put yourself in risky situations, and what Uber does, and hopefully they don't I don't get punished for saying this, but it seems like the more you drive, the less you make money, because when they entice you, when you start, they entice you with promotions, so you do start driving, because they want you out there on the road. Mm-hmm. And as they see you start to become a veteran, it seems like they pay you less and less. There's less promotions, and because they're waiting for the new people to come and start driving, so they'll entice them to drive, and then eventually they'll drop off of that scale. And it's like this recycle thing,
You know what? That's true. And I can say, because I don't work for Uber, I never worked for them, so I can say this without any problem. So maybe what I'm going to say, you can definitely relate to. And so I saw this news, TV report about this young lady that was doing Uber and Lyft. And she was talking about how she would park in certain areas, and she would just sleep inside of her car, and was making serious money, doing that. And she said, as time went on, she realized they wasn't paying her as much. She had to start, driving even more hours to make the amount of money she was making in the past. And she realized that it wasn't sustainable as it was when she first started, because like you said, they was paying a whole lot of money when she first got started, and it was like great, she can turn it off when she didn't want to work anymore. But then it was like she was punished for working more. Like, if you want to make the same kind of money, you got to start driving more hours, right? And it's like, that is so crazy. It's like it felt like the world was like gatekeeping. It's like they don't want everybody to make money, because they feel like people are not going to work. And it's like, do you understand how free the world would be if people were able to have time to do their passions and do things without having to keep on trading time for dollars or hustling for every penny that they make? And it's like, when does the greed stop? And so when I found this business model, I'm like, this is what I was looking for. Someone that's not greedy, someone that wants to help people and really want to see a true change in the world. And the fastest and best way to do that is the digital platform on this free social media platform. I mean, thank God right now social media is free, but you know how people get. We don't know how long this is going to be free, right? So it's like time is now to use social media instead of just consuming content. It's like using social media as a business, so you can consume all you want, but make money in the process as well.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with you. And I mean, this is the direction we're heading in, the digital business. the digital space, digital real estate, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of these retailers are closing. And I because a friend of mine that's in the business, she's in Ohio. She told me about how she just heard a story. A couple of retailers closed. So I Googled it to find out who, and one of them was Joanne Fabrics. J.C. Penney closed, and
Yep.
there's a lot of them. Like Walgreens is closing, like 1,200 stores throughout the country. And as a matter of fact, my girlfriend's son, he worked for Walgreens in the accounting department. He got let go several months ago,
Oh.
and so I Googled it. What's the reason why these companies are closing? And can you guess what it is?
What?
Digital market space.
Wow.
And you know who's killing retailers? Temu.
Timu. Really? Timu?
Yep. I've
Wow.
ordered stuff from Temu. I've got stuff coming to me like tomorrow and Friday. It is phenomenal.
That
I
is
mean,
so wild.
I bought. I don't have it here on me. I bought this spray gun, and for some reason, because I bought that spray gun, I started getting ads for it, and I clicked on a company. It's a gun for a power washer, right?
Okay.
And I bought it. I'll tell you in a second. So I see this company, and this company is built just around this power washer spray gun.
Okay.
And it's the same exact one that I bought from Temu. And this company's saying half off, regular price 138, half off $69. Guess how much I paid for it? Same exact gun.
Probably Timu, I would say probably give me three guesses. Give me three guesses. I would say 43.
$5.
I said give me three guesses. But I wouldn't have guessed five. I don't think I would have said five. What?
$5. And it came to me in like 3 days, and I was like, wow.
Now see,
I'm addicted to Temu, but that's who's destroying retailers is digital companies, that retailers that took over the digital space. And they know, I mean, Amazon, of course, the leader in digital space and digital retail. And you could get anything on Amazon, and you could almost get anything on Temu except for probably like the books that we have on Amazon and some other stuff. So yeah, it's the digital space that's killing retailers, and we're in the right business, and we chose the right direction. We chose where's the split, the fork in the road. We took the right path by going digital and starting an online business. So what has surprised you the most since joining?
oh, what surprised me the most since joining was inside this community, there's over 53,000 of us, right? And what surprised me is that we're all from all walks of life. Like your ideal customer may not be my ideal customer, but at the end of the day, the same common denominator that every single one of us inside this community have is we want two things at the end of the day: time freedom and financial freedom. That's it. You can call it whatever you want to call it, dress it up however you want to dress it up. But at the end of the day, we all want more time and we all want more money. Whether we have families, whether we have hobbies, we all want those two things. And that surprised me because sometimes, like even as a stay-at-home mom, sometimes I feel like I'm alone in what I'm dealing with as far as trying to manage a household of five on one income, especially in this day and age, right? And to get in this space and see there are other stay-at-home moms and homeschooling moms that were looking for a way to make some extra money, and not only to just have extra money on the side, but to replace their husband's income because they're tired of feeling like a married single mom, because the burden is on us to do everything because the husband is gone. And to find that, oh my goodness, we're all in this together, we're all in the same space, we're all supporting each other. There's no competition, right? We're all supporting each other and building this business, like you and I being here. Like, who would have thunk it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that was a welcoming surprise to me in this business space, which is why I love sharing what we do.
Yeah. I would agree with you as well, because you and I got put in the same break room during a training legacy training, and
Yes,
now we're here doing this, you know.
right.
And that's what surprised me the most is the community, is because I mean, if you want to start an online business and you have to go build your own website, build your own automation, you've got monthly expenses, you
Mhm.
got if you need to ask a question, if you're building your website and you need to find out, let's say you're doing a WordPress and you need all these plugins and all this crap, and there's no one to ask. You could go on YouTube and sit on YouTube looking for videos
Mm.
to figure things out, and it would take you forever. And by the time you get going, and you know, you still got to write your emails. All of this is done for us.
Oh,
But the best part is the community is, because if you're stuck on something, there's 53,000 people there that could answer your question in like a snap.
yes, that is so true. And I love that because there was a time I was doing a live and I was sending people to my website and they were telling me they couldn't get in, like they couldn't access it. And so I was like, you know what? Let me go inside the community and see if other people are having the same problem. And immediately people was like, yeah, the system is down, whatever. I would not have been able to do that if I
Yeah,
was had my own thing, by myself. And when you started talking about the plugins and all of that, I had like PTSD because I remember back in the day when I was trying to build a website and do my business, I was following a video, right? And this is how fast technology changes. I was following a video telling me how to do, build a website. And I'm not tech savvy at all. So I'm like literally going step by step. And as soon as it got to a point where my screen did not look like theirs, I didn't know what to do.
you're
I didn't
stuck.
know where to go. I was stuck and there was nobody to help me get to that next level, right? And this is different because as things change, we get updated inside the system. So it is a living, breathing community, a living, breathing business that when things change in the world, we change with it.
Yeah, a good point is because we don't have to worry about the tech aspect of it, because
Yes.
when things change and plugins change and technology changes, this system that we are part of, that we have, and we don't have to pay any monthly fees on it, it gets done by the company that runs it, that runs the whole show. And that's
Right.
another part. I mean, I'm a little tech savvy, but sometimes you pardon my French, but you dick around with a plugin and you can't get it to work.
Right. Yes.
I spent days before just on one plugin trying to get it to work. We don't have
Yeah.
to worry about that here. Everything's done for us. And if there's a change, we don't even know if there was a change. If they
Right.
made it better, they made it better.
Yes.
We don't know whether, we don't have to worry about the tech aspect of it, you know?
No, we don't. No, we don't. And this is so cool. So, hi, Lorraine. So, Lorraine was like, she's in TikTok. She's like, hi, Tasha, rocking that blue. Because we were on a call the other day, and it was like, I got so many compliments on this blue. And I was like, people like, you should wear that. So, I went and I bought like 5 more of these blue shirts. So, I'm like, yes. And that's the beauty also. It's like people supporting each other and giving each other compliments. And it's like, we don't know what we don't know. Like, I was
Yeah,
wearing so many different colors and it's like this color fits me and it's my favorite color. So thank you for recognizing that, Lorraine.
that is a nice blue. I kid you not. On Saturday, I saw a Porsche 911 convertible in that color.
Ooh, wee.
And blue's my favorite too. But and you know what? I'm kind of making this thing where I'm gonna and I picked this up from Mike Gowan, where just stick with what works for you. Don't try to get all crazy with your outfits. And
Yes.
I'm like, I'm a simple guy. I like t-shirts and jeans. So I decided to go with gray or black,
Okay.
switch around gray and black,
Yeah.
and um, and just stay consistent, because that's how people also recognize you. You know,
Yes.
yeah.
So
And
recognize this blue
yeah,
shirt because it's
that's a gorgeous blue. Yeah,
thank you. Yes. And I love the simplicity of it because I'm not your typical girly girl that like to go shopping and buying all these different clothes. I am like so simple. Give me a shirt and a pair of leggings and some tennis shoes, and I am good. I am
yeah,
comfortable. And I'm like, if billionaires can walk around with t-shirts and jeans, why can't I?
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
yeah, I don't
Look
need
at
to.
Gary V. Do you know who Gary V is?
Yeah, no Gary V. Yeah,
Freaking t-shirts and jeans, and he runs a
exactly.
multi-million media company, right?
Yes, he does. Yes, and he do his own things. Like, who gives a crap about? And that's another way. Like, people, these companies making money try to tell people you don't want to be caught in the same outfit more than once and things like that. And I love Tiffany Haddish. Shout out to Tiffany Haddish, comedian, actress, and she wore a dress twice, which is unheard of in the Hollywood industry. And she's like, I paid thousands of dollars for this dress. You're gonna see this dress more than twice, right? It was like, yeah, it doesn't matter how much money you're making. It's the principle of it. And why am I going to try to impress somebody? They're not paying my bills, right?
Exactly.
You want to buy me clothes, but I'm not. This is me. This is what I'm wearing. You don't like it? Don't look.
Same here. T-shirts and jeans. That's me.
Yes, I wear the same shirt.
I never enjoyed wearing suits in network marketing, especially when I was in Dallas when it was 120 degrees.
Exactly. And I don't like wearing high heels. Like, you want to wear the dresses and the high heels. I'm like, that's not me. I wanted to be in a position where I can be me. And so when I was like, oh, I can create videos, I don't have to talk proper and do all of this. I can just be myself. Like, what has business been all these years? Like, I should have been doing this years ago.
Yeah, that's why when I saw it, I was like, that's it. This is it.
Yes, Lorraine, like, she don't like the heels either.
I know you're so excited. You got great energy. And so tell me, what's one win or result that you've had that you're really proud of?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I want to say forward thinking. One win that I had when I first got into this business, another big thing that I liked about it or loved about it is that it was a global business, right? And when I was doing real estate, as a real estate agent in Maryland, you have to, get a license. I know all states are different, but if I wanted to sell property in California, I would have to have a California license. But this is a way I can have a global business without having to leave my area. And that was like the biggest thing for me. But here's the thing, what happened was my greatest win. I love it. My very first customer was from another country that I never even heard of. Never met her, never got on the phone with her. And that was my very first customer while I was taking the nap.
See? And you didn't need a license for that, did you?
I did not need a license for that. So I'm like, I switched from residential real estate to digital real estate, because when I put videos out there, it is out there doing all the work for me. And we're in a whole different time zone. So while I was sleeping, she was looking at my information on YouTube or TikTok.
Yeah. Facebook. This is digital real estate.
Digital real estate. This is the new era of real estate.
Yeah, it works for you when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. So
yes.
What would you say to someone who's thinking about joining, but they're still kind of like on the fence?
You know what I would say to that person that's thinking about joining, but on the fence about this? Think about where you're going to be 30 days from now. If you keep doing the same thing that you've always done, you're going to keep on getting the same thing. And nothing changes if nothing changes, right? And so you can't be on the fence. But here's the thing. Selling one product, you get your investment back. Listen, when I did real estate and I put my investment out there, I never got my investment back. Granted, I started real estate right before COVID. But bottom line is I had no experience, none of that, right? But in this business, I was able to get my investment back after my first customer. And guess what? Everything after that is 100% profit. So it's like, what else out there is it? What else are you going to do? Are you going to go do network marketing and get 25% commission? Or are you going to go keep trading $10?
Yeah. I've seen as low as 5%.
Right, 5%. And you hustling, you grinding hard, right? And Lorraine said she got my investment back. She said, I got my investment back and reinvested. Yes, I reinvested in my business. I got better equipment. I got better lighting. I did all of these things. Anything extra that I pay for in my business, I allow my business to pay for it. I don't come out of pocket. I let my business pay for that, right? Because it just makes sense. And
it's just a smart thing to do, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're on the fence, get off the fence, because here's the thing. If you don't like it after you do it, you can stop. But this is what I'm gonna give you guys fair warning. Fair warning. Check this out. There are some people inside this business that started this business, right? And they didn't see success right away. They thought they was gonna get overnight success, and they didn't get it. So they left this business and went to do other things, paying more money. But guess what they found out? The support they got here, they was not getting over there. And they paid even more money for these other programs. So you know what they did? They circled back and it's like, you know what? Let me get focused. Let me get laser focused on this one thing and build this. And I'm telling you, if you are looking for something to get your time back and to earn more money, this is the best way to do it. Because if you are spread all over the place trying to do all of these things, trying to have multiple streams of income, and you are spread thin, you can't really focus. And that's how it was when I literally first started network marketing, doing different businesses. I was doing more than one. So that's why nothing worked, because I was not focused in one thing. But this is what I love about this. When you're focused on this one thing, it's already built in 4 streams of income. So you don't have to try to go and do other things to try to make extra income, because it's already built in. Thank you for the follow, Claudine. It's already built in. And I absolutely love that. Not only for me, but people that's coming in, because they realize, like, wait a minute, I can have multiple streams of income by just doing one thing. Ah, yes.
Yeah.
1000%. Yes.
I agree. Now, I'm not going to poop on these guys because I love these guys.
Mhm.
But Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, they just did an event called Thrive in 2025.
Mhm.
And guess what they were promoting? A digital marketing product. But their product is $997 a year, which means that in the year, again, you have to pay $997. Now
Mhm.
you get a bunch of bonuses and stuff, but they don't have a product for you to sell. They teach you how to make your own product, which doesn't, you can't guarantee that the product's going to sell. And if you're brand new starting out, sure, they got training, just like we got training, but we already have a product built in that's proven to work and
Yes.
proven that it sells, that
Yes.
people want it, because we have 53,000 53,000 plus people in the community. That means those 53,000 people saw the value and saw
Right.
that the product is good, it's legit, it's got great support, training, automation, and all that. So the event, the Thrive 2025, was excellent. I loved it.
Mhm.
Tony Robbins was great. Matthew McConaughey was there. I don't know if you know who that is.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That's why I kind of stuck in the last couple of days, because I'm reading his book, Green Lights, phenomenal book.
Yes.
And that's why I kind of started my lives with the all right, all right, all right.
All right. All right. All right.
And yeah, he his interview was fantastic, and he was talking about green lights, and he was talking about how all the things that he went through in life, and
Mhm.
it's all in that book. It's like his diary of the life that he's been living for the last 50 years. So I love that book. Highly recommend it. But anyway,
I was looking
so
for it. I have that
let's
book.
talk a little bit. You got that book?
I have that book. Yes.
Well, I'm reading it right now.
You know what? I was gonna, before you go to the
And
next thing, I was gonna say something about what you were saying in reference. Dang it! Oh shoot! I want to say before I lose it. Yes, the building your own products, like you were saying, the Tony Robbins thing, and that's great how they want to do that. But like you said, it's not, you don't have a proven product that's going to sell already. And so anybody that have an idea for their own product, what I highly recommend is to start off with selling something that you didn't have to create. Right? You get 100% profit. So what you can do is you can learn the skills, make some money, and then take that money. So that way you can now test the waters. Now you can build a product, right? You can put that product out there. But in the meantime, you already have steady stream of income coming in. So either way you look at it, when you do this business, it's a win-win. And that's why I say, don't come into this business if you're just looking for a quick, little bit of money. But if you're looking for a life-changing income, commit at least to 3 years and really commit to learning the process and really getting what you came for. If you have a goal of making 6 figures, make that 6 figures and then go do that next thing that you want to do. Because now you have the mind space and the financials to make that happen. Even if it goes belly up, you already know that your main thing is already taken care of and it's always, recruiting you. Accruing money for you.
And I'm going to add a little bit more to that. What Tony and Dean are selling, we already have it inside of our community.
Yes.
We got the digital mastery course that teaches you how to build your own products, how to create your own products and sell them. So we already have that, but we also have the proven product that's working. And like you said, if you're getting into this space and you're thinking, well, I'm going to create my own product, why not just start with what works and what people want? And when you get your idea of, I want to teach people how to ride a bike, for example, or quilt, or how to play the violin, or like I was telling Brian yesterday, I said, dude, you gotta the knowledge that you have in your art, I mean, you should create a, how to paint course, teach people how to
Right.
paint. And he's like, that's probably a good idea. And so I'm going to be working close with Brian because I want to
Yeah.
help him out. And we're going to be doing some stuff together after yesterday's live. He's going to be doing a project. I'm going to be documenting the project for him. So
Oh,
getting
that's
some
awesome.
video skills under my belt, make me a little bit better of a videographer, if that's what you want to call me,
Uh-huh.
documentarian.
Yes.
I'm going to get a bunch of titles from this and a bunch of experience. So
I love it.
let's talk about a little bit about your personal life, as in your hobby. Uh, I know, and probably the people that are watching you right now, they know who you are and they know that you love cycling. You love bicycles. I
Yes.
just get me wrong. So, but you created this community. Tell us about it.
All right. So first of all, me loving cycling is really like an understatement. I have yet to meet someone that loves it in the way that I love it, right? And for those that's watching that don't know, I'm an avid cyclist. I didn't even get into cycling until 2020. So I'm new at this. And the funny thing is, my girlfriend, we was talking the other day, and she was like, Tasha, when you find something that you want to do, you don't care. You don't ask somebody's permission. You just go all in and you just go for it. And that's what I did. I fell in love with cycling and I just totally went for it. I mean, so much so within the first few months, I did my first 100-mile century ride by myself. I didn't tell anybody I was doing it. I just went out there and said, you know what? If I can do 60 miles in one day and 40 miles in one day, I'm sure I can do 100, right? And that's what I did. But thank goodness I did it that way, because after I came back home and I started researching it, people were like training for months and some people years to do 100 miles in one day. And I'm like, if I would have saw that, I would have been so discouraged. I would have thought that I couldn't do it, but I didn't know what I didn't know, right? And so I went after because I was excited, I was enthusiastic about it, and I did it. And so my community, I built the community around people that love cycling or maybe didn't really love cycling, but after hearing me talk about it, they're like, man, I want to do that too. And so I did. I created a community based on cycling. But this is what I love about this about this program. Another thing that was unexpected but beautifully received. We have a young lady in this business that did all of our tech stuff, Michelle S. And she was looking at my community. She's like, you know what, Tasha? She said, you are more than just cycling. She's like, you really embody freedom. She's like, it's something about you that you just want to be free and you want others to have that same kind of freedom. And so you need to open up your community to more than just about riding bikes, because it's more than just about riding bikes. And for me, when I'm riding my bike, I do feel so free when I'm riding my bike. But here's the thing. For somebody else, it may be quilting that gives them that kind of freedom, but they can't do it because they're stuck behind trading time for dollars, right? It's I want people to be able to find out what that is for them so they can go and have more time to do that and not stress about having the money for it, right? And so my community has actually evolved just from being with proximity with the right people at the right time.
Yeah, good point. And yeah, I like getting into hobbies. You asked me when we talked in that breakout room, you asked me if I'm a musician, and you kind of actually inspired me to start playing again. So I got myself a new amp. I got a great story behind this amp, but I'm not even going to get into it right now.
Oh man, okay.
I mean, I could tell you. Here's a
Let's go.
Quick story. So I'm looking for this specific amp, right, for my electric guitar. By the way, there's a guitar coming from Temu on Friday. My new guitar. I love it. I paid $57 for a starter guitar. It's the same. Somebody actually said that the quality of the guitar is better than the starter guitar Defender Squire,
Bart,
which is $159.
Oh my gosh! All right, Bart. I gotta say this. I tried Temu a couple of years ago, and the products that I got was crap. And I'm like, I'm not doing this again. And I just gave up. I deleted the app and everything. But you have inspired me to give them one more shot.
They got better.
One more shot. You said they got better. All right.
They got better. Oh yeah. I didn't try them a couple of years ago. I knew about it. I'm like, no, I'm a little iffy. But now I've actually heard people. My whole family uses Timo, like
Wow.
the younger generation. You know, like my
Okay.
cousins and stuff like that. And my mom even's like, "Hey, can you order something from Timo?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And she's like, "Well, my friend told me she ordered from there and everything was fine." And so I talked to so many people. They're like, some of the stuff that they got from Timo that they needed that they went to the retailer. The same thing was like 80% more.
That's crazy. I'm gonna give him another
Yeah.
shot. So yes, the amp story.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. I just have to share
And
that.
story. So you I don't know if you noticed, but I'm big into manifestation and stuff like that.
Yes.
And there's one little process about manifestation is like you set a goal or you think about what you want, but then you forget about it and you say, it's okay if I don't get it, right?
Hmm.
So I found this amp on OfferUp and it was $100. I asked, so I texted the guy. It was the exact amp that I was looking for, but it
Hmm.
says use normal wear. So I texted him. He didn't respond to me. So I found another one, which was an older model of the same amp. So I ended up going there on last Saturday. I went there to look at it, and guess what? That amp didn't work. It was broken. I'm like, well, the guy couldn't. He didn't know if it works or not because he's not a guitar player. A friend
Okay.
of his gave it to him to say, hey, you want to do something with this? So he
Mm.
tried to sell it on OfferUp. So I get there and it doesn't work. I'm like, that's okay. It's fine. If you could get it fixed or something, let me know.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. And then I'm uh, I'm talking to my girlfriend, and I said, I went there, the amp didn't work, but this guy's not responding to me. So I said, so F him, right? Right? If he doesn't want to sell it, then why is he putting the stuff on OfferUp?
Right. Right.
An hour later, I get a response. He goes, and this is 2 days later, by the way. He
Uh-huh.
was traveling with his family, so he couldn't respond to me. He goes,
Okay.
but yeah, I'll take $80 for it. When do you want to pick it up? I go, how about today? I'm in the area. I was literally 15 minutes away from
Wow.
where he was at, and because I was doing a job there with the billboard truck.
Uh,
So I get there, it's brand new in the box. Do you see how the universe like the universe is like, no, 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 you don't want that one. I go
right.
to the one, it's broken. He goes, be patient, young Padawan. And
Ooh.
then I get the message, and he's like, yeah, my son used it like twice, and he didn't like it. And I'm like, okay, I love it. So I bought it
Right.
for 80 bucks, half of what it's brand new from the store, from like Guitar Center.
Man.
So yeah, it's right down there. And my new
Oh,
guitar's coming on Friday. So I'm excited. And I joined some lessons online, $15 a month, and you have like unlimited lessons. And I'm
wow.
learning the blues. So
Okay. Yeah, the blues is nice. Yes.
so
And
yeah.
thank you for sharing that manifestation story. People need to share more of these manifestations because I don't think it gets enough credit because everybody have their way of manifesting what they want. But if we take the time to sit down and think about our lives, we have manifested a lot in our lives, even the bad things. And people don't want to admit that they have manifested these things in their life based on their thoughts, right? And so, one story I like to share about my manifestation is I'll never forget this. Me and my husband were going through probably our third bankruptcy, filing bankruptcy. And at this point, the bankruptcy laws have changed. This is like after COVID, the bankruptcy laws have changed. No, actually, it's prior to COVID. Anyway, and so our attorney told us that we had to get rid of our vehicles. We could not keep them, in the bankruptcy. And he said we had to go and buy a car for cash. And I'm like, dude, we would not be in here if I could have money, put to the side to
Yeah.
buy a car, outright. But I had this magazine in my bag. On the cover of the magazine, it said, selling a car for $67. And so I pulled it
What?
out and $67. Yes, you heard me. They were selling one car for $67.
Wow.
And so I told my husband, the attorney, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get this car. And my husband, I never forget, my husband and the attorney looked at me like I was crazy, like I was delusional, right? But I'm like, we need to get another car. I have like 3 kids at home. We need a car. And so I was like, let me read the fine print. And the fine print stated that they're going to have a bunch of cars in the lot and it's going to be fenced in. And so we get to get there like an hour early and we can kind of look at the kind of car that we want. And once they open up the gates, once we find the car that we want, we have to either get in the car if the doors are open or stand next to the car that we want. and then they're going to come around and they're going to mark the price on the windshield, right? And so I was like, okay, that's cool. But here's the thing about manifestation. Most people tell you to think about exactly what you want, what it looks like, what it feels like, and all of these things. You have no idea what the car looks like. You don't know if it's a 2-door, 4-door, whatever. I knew I wanted a 4-door. And so I'm like, okay. And I went and found this car. I was just drawn to it. I went to this car and I asked the guy, I was like, hey, this door is locked. Do I just stand here? Like, what do I do? He's like, you're fine. Just stand right there. I was like, okay. And I'm standing there. So they go around. They got the news crew and everything. Like everybody is out there and everybody's waiting. So they go to this car next to me. And they put the 7 down. Then they put the 6. And people was like, woo! Then they put like a 3 in front of the 6. And then it was like, this car is like $3,697, whatever, right? And so they did that a couple of times. They got to my car and I saw how they was doing. I was like, okay. They put the 7 on my car, right? And I see the news crew like really like zoning in on me, right? And then they put the 6 in front of the 7, and then they circled the 67. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
I said I got the $67 car. What?
Nice.
Oh my
Nice.
God.
Nice.
Like that is the power of manifestation. Like you said, you put it out there and you forget about it. But I didn't have that much time because it was like a few days before this thing actually happened again. And I had to prep my mind to not listen to anybody telling me that I can't get this car or it's not going to happen or you don't know what the car looks like. And like I had to shut all of that noise out. I just listened to like happy videos. I just stayed in my happy space. And I was like, you know, if it's going to work out, it's going to work out. But I know I'm going to get that car. And yes, that was like one of my biggest manifestation stories. But I want to share this. It did not start that big. When I first understood about manifestation, my mindset was not quite there yet. And so the book that I was reading said, start with something small. So I started with, you know what? I want to get some chocolates. I was at a doctor's office, or at a hospital. I was like, I want some chocolates. And I just let it go. Not even 5 minutes later, a lady comes out. She's like, does anybody want any chocolates? I was like, yes, thank you very much. And I was like, I manifested that. And that belief in me that you can ask for what you want. And just like you said, just let it go. Don't try to like force anything like that. Just let it go.
Yeah.
It was meant for you to be right there.
Well, I'm gonna, if you're interested in that, I'm gonna connect you to a guy that he is the guru of manifestation. He's a 33rd degree Mason, and he's been taught by the Brotherhood. And how he teaches manifestation is the right way.
Okay.
And I will send you a YouTube video. In the YouTube video, you have to watch the whole thing because at the end of the YouTube video, he gives away a $500 program that's called Your Wish is Your Command. And this is one that he did 20 years ago.
Wow.
In the Alps. People that attended that had to pay $10,000 to be there. And it's about 11 hours of content, step by step on how to manifest. And I've been
video.
They're free videos.
It's 11 hours.
11 hours. She gives away this program. You got, first hour, second hour, third hour. It's all divided into 11 hours. And then he's got the video at the end where it says 10 easy steps to manifesting. Then he gives you step by step what to do to manifest. And believe me, it works.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you through the community, through the chat.
Okay.
And, I've known him since he's been around since the 80s. Okay?
Oh wow.
He's been around for a long time.
Okay.
And then he's back. He's got a YouTube channel, and they call him Guru Kev.
Guru
Kev Guru. Guru Kev. And he is like, every time somebody watches his videos, somebody always puts in the comment, best mentor ever.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No, because he is. His knowledge is so extensive. It's mind-boggling, mind-blowing. I mean, he's predicted stuff because he knows what's going on. He knows people. He knows the kind of people that you and I will never even meet or see on TV or anywhere.
Wow.
I mean, he knows kings and queens and royalty and
Okay.
Powerful guy with powerful knowledge.
I love learning.
Yeah. Oh, he's the best. He's the only people I learned from is Michelle, of course, Mike Gowan for our content and our legacy, and
Uh-huh.
then everything else is this guy.
Wow. Okay. I love it.
Yeah. And his stuff is he even has a video on how to properly pray. There's a way to pray properly. Yeah. And meditation. He
Okay.
says everybody that's doing meditation right now, they
Uh-huh.
don't know what they're doing. Meditation is so easy. It's mind blowing. I'll tell you, I'll give you a little tip on the meditation.
Okay.
He explains why in his video. I'll send a couple of videos to you.
Okay, cool.
The prayer, the meditation, and the one where he gives away the book.
Uh-huh.
And not the book, but the program with the 11 hours of the Your Wish is Your Command. So meditation is very simple. And a lot of people, when they do like this guided meditation, it's not really guided meditation. He says, when you do a guided meditation, that's called visualization, not
Mm-hmm.
meditation.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, this is what Thomas Edison used to do. And this is what most people do. The people that know how to meditate properly.
Mm-hmm.
I hold on. I'll get it.
Okay. Yay. Okay.
This is the magic tool for meditation. The candle.
Oh.
You light the candle. You sit straight up,
Mm-hmm.
hands on your lap,
Uh-huh.
and you stare at the candle for however long you want. That's it.
Wow.
Because you're focusing on a specific subject. When you're doing the guided meditation, they're all over your head. Oh, do this, and breathe this, and do that, and think about this, and do. No, silence, and you listen. I mean, you watch the candle. He says start at about 10 minutes. I do 10 minutes, and then move up to 20 minutes. 20 minutes is the ideal time for meditation. And then if you go outside and you want to meditate outside, he says go to like a forest preserve or somewhere where you could find a tree, sit down on the ground and just stare at a leaf from a tree, and just pick up a leaf and just stare at it for 10 minutes. Because staring at an object that's still or like a candle, it keeps you focused.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, and if you don't want a visual meditation where you have your eyes open, he goes, close your eyes and find a sound like a chirping bird and just focus on the chirping bird. That's it.
Mm.
Nothing special, nothing kumbaya stuff. But he says you could do a mantra if you kind of uh, your meditation pulls you out, and a million thoughts come rushing in.
Mm-hmm.
Keep a mantra handy just in case. So yeah, that's it.
So basically, he's saying when you meditate and you're looking at that candle, looking at that light, so you're not thinking about anything at all. You're just focused on
I mean, thoughts will come,
right.
but just let them. They'll when you focus on a candle, they disappear because your focus is on that candle. So because you're tricking your mind to focus
Right.
instead of, because if you sit there without any, it's just these thoughts come and you're like, they're filling your mind and they distract you. They take you from your meditation. But when you have something that you could focus on directly, look at it or
Mm-hmm.
listen to a sound and just focus on that sound, thoughts will come, but they disappear because your mind knows that you're focusing on an object.
You know what? Thank you so much for sharing that. When I was in high school, we read a story, and I never forget the story. It was a guy that made a bet with someone that he could stay outside in the cold for like all night without getting cold. And so the next day he stayed out all night without getting cold. He didn't get an extra blanket or anything like that. He was standing outside in the cold. But then he disclosed that far in the distance, someone had a candle. And the whole time that he was out there, he was focused on that candle. And they said, well, you cheated because you had light. You had
Yeah,
warmth from the candle because he was so focused on that candle. He could not get cold because he was focused on that heat.
yeah,
And I thought that was very interesting because I'm like, that is how powerful our minds are, just focusing on that one thing. So when you shared that, it's like it immediately took me back to there. And it's like, wow, that is like crazy focus to be that focused that even in the middle of being freezing cold, you can be warm by focusing on that light.
Yeah, he talks about this. I mean, he reveals the secrets of the secret societies of how they operate, meaning like how they manifest stuff and how
Yeah.
they work their day and what they think about when they're working on something. And he says that's what this guy, the story you just said, what this guy basically, he transcended his mind to the heat.
Yes, he did.
And
Yeah.
he and the neural pathways in his brain were thinking hot, and whatever you think about, your brain will react to it
Yes.
and
Yeah.
will basically cover you with warmth because our minds and our thoughts are frequencies.
Yes.
So he can attract with the frequency, the vibration of the candle that'll warm his body overnight.
Yeah.
This isn't some magic or some voodoo stuff. This stuff is real. It has been scientifically proven over
Yeah.
and over again.
Oh, I like him already. I like when people share what's in the secret societies. I'm like, this is a big giant voice, over 5 billion people on social media. What is the harm in helping people to live better lives? You can help more people by, putting information out there versus trying to gatekeep and hold it for a select few. It's like we all have gifts inside of
Well,
us.
because they don't want people to know. They don't want.
Right. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a certain group of these people that don't want you know
Mm-hmm.
the society to know about the regular society, like the middle class and stuff like that. But he talks about all that, so I'm not going to get into that. So,
Right.
but we're going to wrap it up. It's already 2:38. I just got a call before we got on. My buddy's like, "You're going to New York." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
All right. Don't forget to send me the YouTube
Yeah.
thingy. And this was great. Thank you so much for having me. You have any
So,
last questions or anything
yeah,
before
thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story.
All right. Thanks
Yeah.
for
So
listening.
I'm just gonna kind of say goodbye and say, hey, if Tasha's story kind of lit something up inside you, it did for me. Don't ignore that because
Mm-mm.
it's not just about income. It's about taking back your time and rewiring or rewiring, not rewriting that story for your family. And
Mhm.
to changing your habits because we weren't put on this planet to punch a clock.
Mm-mm.
That's a slave system. The six-figure blueprints you mentioned that we talked about, it's the same as thousands of the people that we said, 53,000 plus people in our community who are learning to earn by only working 2 hours a day. And that's powerful. So, if you're ready to create a new path, one that fits your life, I have the link in the description, um, earnsmartonlinedaily.com. Hey, if it's for you, great. If it's not for you, that's great too. But at least you won't know if you don't check it out. And it's like if you're trying new ice cream flavors, you say you like vanilla, but you never had pistachio.
Ooh.
And then you're like, no, 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 I only like vanilla. But then somebody gives you pistachio, they finally get you to try it, and you go, you love it. But you didn't want it before because you were conditioned to be vanilla. And
Oh, yeah.
because you're conditioned to be vanilla, your life is vanilla. There's
That's
no
right.
colors or flavors. Would you agree?
I totally agree.
Yes.
1000%. Yes.
So freedom is just a one decision away, right?
One decision away. That's it. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Got to change it.
You got to change it. At least kick the tires, When you go
Right.
to look for a car, you don't buy the first car that you look at. You're kicking the tire, you're looking inside. But what if that first car, just like Tasha shared that manifestation story, she found the right car the first time? That
First
six,
time.
$7 was circled and boom, you know? But
Yeah.
what if she never went there? What if she said,
Right.
this is BS. Nobody's going to
Good
sell a car for
teacher.
$67. I ain't
Mhm.
going to waste my time. That's a scam. Because that's what we hear. It's that SCAM word is it's
Right.
so overused in our society. They say, oh, that's a pyramid. Well, if you look at your job is a pyramid because you have your CEO, then you got your managers, right?
Right. Hello.
Top managers, And then you have those localized managers, and then you're the employer on the bottom. It's a pyramid, right? So
Yep.
check out the blueprint. The worst thing that could happen is that you get the blueprint, you take a look at it, and you say it's not for me. But if you never look at it, you'll never know if it is for you or not. At least you'll get a PDF that you could hold on to. It. Hey, it's like my college degree. I paid $50,000 for it, and I could just really wipe my butt with it right now because it's worthless.
Ain't that something?
That's what it is. So Tasha, thank you for being here. Applause for Tasha.
Thank you, Bart.
And let's do this again.
Yes.
And
I'll see you in the next community call.
Hope you have a great rest of your day and the weekend coming up. And I'm driving to New York.
Have fun.
And I'll be there on Saturday. No, Friday. I'll be there on Friday. Yeah, Friday night I'll be there.
All right. Safe travel.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you inside the community. And I'll send you all that stuff, okay?
Perfect. See you later.
Yeah. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Let me click out of here. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Flip camera.